Oh, LeBron
El Bussy?
James again. For the what 475th time probably. Teasing retirement. Which obviously, I mean, you got to think though. I know the conversation. It's had a lot. It's always
Yeah.
talked about, but I mean, it kind of changes. It kind of flips back and it kind of got people go back and
What,
forth a
his
lot.
conversations?
Well, it's just like sometimes it's like, oh, maybe he has a year left. Like you got to think like a
Sure.
couple years ago, the idea of him waiting to play with Bronny, it was like, well, what if Bronny doesn't? It's like then it got to the point where it's like, oh, it's like no, LeBron's still playing. Is
No.
like is still hooping.
No, LeBron might outplay Bronny.
Well, LeBron said about one or two, he said 1 or 2 more years. He started by saying 1 or 2 more years. He also threw in and
He
said,
wants to wait till Bryce hits the league as well.
yes, he said Bryce may keep him around longer.
Yeah.
But then he also threw in that he's not playing till the wheels fall off. So you got to look at a couple things.
But here's the thing. Where are the wheels falling off?
Thank you.
I don't think they'll ever fall off.
Thank you. Now I won't say never. Like if he's 65,
No,
obviously
of
the wheels
course.
are falling off. But
Of course.
if he in the next a 5-year window is still putting up the numbers he's putting up right now,
Yeah.
the wheels aren't falling off. There's no wheels falling.
No.
So you can't go, I'm gonna go a year or two because I'm not playing till the wheels fall off. Because
Yeah.
in a year or two, if you're still in these type of conversations, if you're still a top 5 player in the NBA,
Well, the fact that like he's said a year or two so many times, and it's like I think every time he gets to that next year or two, he feels the same.
but
There's
then
not this big change, and you're all fucking old and shit.
say a year or two, Bryce is hooping.
Yeah.
He's going crazy. And
It ain't gonna be Bronny,
he's
but
sitting
Bryce
there
might be.
and he's sitting there like, damn, so I could
I go play for Orlando.
actually take a step back and let bro go crazy and maybe that adds another year or two. But I mean, I would also say,
He's what, 39 now?
yeah, I feel like LeBron's been 39 for 4
A few
years
years.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a couple years at least.
But no, I give him until like I think max 45.
Which doesn't sound crazy. Like I was
Not for
gonna say like I won't be shocked if he's still like hooping at 43, and it's like no. So
I
yeah,
wouldn't be
like
shocked
45 if he decides to retire. I mean, Jesus Christ.
like that's where I think he'll hit 45 and go, yeah, there's no reason for me to play anymore.
I think
Do you think he'll do a farewell tour,
uh,
or do you
well,
think
for
he'll?
sure. Well,
Yeah, I
we've
know.
talked about this.
But
He
see,
said he doesn't.
here's the thing: it's like, is he gonna know that at the end of that year he's gonna want to retire? Because there's so many years where he's got unfinished business and he still feels like he can play. And I mean, shit, the motherfucker, he's a billionaire already, and he's playing in the league. It's like there weren't like MJ didn't hit billionaire status until he got out of the league. Tom's gonna hit it after the league. It's like he can still play and be a businessman and make a bunch of bread, and he doesn't have to stop and go do other
Yeah.
shit.
Well, it has to truly be something that he actually wants to put more time and commitment to than basketball.
Like being like I mean, it's probably gonna be like making wine or something.
And maybe he ends up coaching at some point and doing whatever he does. I don't.
I think he's gonna be more so owner level.
He's definitely gonna be involved in basketball.
Of
He's
course,
definitely gonna stay involved with, but also with the
especially if his kids start to develop a little bit.
with the farewell thing. I think as as we get closer and closer to him retiring, and I feel like it was already happening last year. I think more and more arenas will just not will not take him being there for granted and will appreciate.
Agreed. Yeah.
Like I feel like it seemed like last season, even like there were a couple times
Sure.
where it's like, who knows if LeBron will be back in this arena?
Yeah.
And fans kind of almost were like, appreciating, taking in the moment. But I think that might be something that just happens more and more. Like if LeBron's 42, 43, just like yeah, it's like, all right, if this is your last time playing in the Cavs arena,
Yeah,
let's give you a standing ovation just in case.
sure, yeah,
But I mean, at this point, it's like, fuck it, he deserves one anyways. So it's
but
like,
I mean, like a farewell tour would mean that like the wheels have fallen off, and he's like, yeah, I'm done.
well, no, because
Um,
he can decide that he's going to retire at the end of the season, and it doesn't mean the wheels fall off. Because he said he's not.
no, I know, but that's more so of like what I expect. I don't expect him to go into a season saying, "Hey, this is my last year," unless it's like he's trying to. He might tell his teammates so that
I mean,
they
if
can
he's
go out and win him a
if
chip.
he's old, bro, I don't know. Like we talked about this. I think bro likes the attention. He's gonna want people to know. He's gonna
Yeah,
want people
I
to
mean
know.
yeah. I don't know.
I
I
think
was
he
good
will.
when he was like, they're like, Brian, you gonna cry when you break the record? He was like, Nah, I'm gonna cry if I get another championship. This motherfucker's bawling his eyes out mid
Hmm.
game. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, dude.
The real question is how many trophies or how many statues does he get?
Definitely Cleveland. Um, Miami's petty as fuck.
How many does he deserve?
3. Shit, he deserves one in every stadium, maybe.
Wow. You know when I met you,
I know, I agree.
you
I
know
agree.
like when I met you, like a
I
long,
agree.
long time ago when I met you, I would have never thought those words would come out of your mouth.
Shit, I didn't believe him until maybe a few years ago.
That's insane.
Um, but no, definitely Cleveland. He deserves one. Um, but yeah, I think Miami. Um, and yeah,
I mean,
the
obviously
Lakers.
the
Why not?
hardest argument is the Lakers, but just curious, out of curiosity, what is it for the Lakers that's like just? I mean, it has to be more than just him
It's the
being there.
championship thing. It's the
Okay,
fact that Shaq's got 3 and there, and Kobe's got 5, and all that all that championship bullshit. Um,
so
but no, I
him
mean
just getting
this.
the one gets him in.
If LeBron was not on this team, they're poverty,
Yeah, they were on their way.
and
They were on their way for sure.
like big time.
Because
And
everybody
it's
keeps
like they were
saying,
trying to scrounge together these young dudes, and none of them.
and
But I mean, to be completely honest, like if they had let those dudes develop a little bit more and didn't trade them,
I don't know. I was just about to.
like Lonzo got better later in his career.
Yeah,
Julius got better later in his career. They brought back D Russ. D Russ got better later in his career. Like there's a few dudes, Kuzma, a few dudes who got better later in
but
their career.
I don't know if they. I don't know if they.
But they still wouldn't have been scary
I
right
don't
here.
know if they get better if they don't all go
Go
in their
branch and
own.
branch off, sure.
Yeah, it's like if like no,
In that system, it was pretty terrible.
if
Yeah,
you kept all of those young guys around LeBron, it would have just been a big waste of time.
agreed. Yeah.
Um,
Um,
so yes,
but yeah, I don't know.
in theory, if you got all those, if you got Brandon Ingram back, if you got Kyle Kuzma back, if you got Lonzo back,
Yeah,
if you were able to get these versions of them now back, yeah,
yeah,
it'd be great. But
yeah,
I don't know if you would get those versions of them if they stayed a Laker.
yeah. But no, I think yeah. I mean, I know L.A. and Miami are both petty or whatever, or just prestigious about who they're putting statues up for. But it's fucking LeBron James. LeBron James is on your team, and he's not just hanging around like MJ was a few years, like for his last 2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
MJ was just there. He wanted a role higher up in the team, and they're like, he can probably still suit up, go out there and play a little bit. No, this is LeBron's fourth prime.